Ladies and gentlemen, muggles, wizards, and witches, welcome back to another Harry Potter movie review. This is the second movie, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. In case you're just joining me, I am watching the entire Harry Potter movie series for the first time. I had a big history of hating it with all of my being, and then I decided, well, let's give it a chance. And that's what we're doing here. I want to start these off with a little Harry Potter Hogwarts snack taste test, and oh baby, we got a good one tonight. Look at this. It is a chocolate frog, and I'm very excited because, oh my god, look at the packaging. Some of the design on this packaging is a little terrifying. I also like how it comes with a wizard card. The packaging, again, is just, oh my god, it's a little chocolate frog. Good thing he's in an extra wrapper. It is lenticular. Oh my god. I got Jocunda Sykes. I don't know who Jocunda Sykes is, but man, that's pretty good. Oh, the back says, Jocunda Sykes. This witch is famous for the first ever Atlantic broom crossing. Oh man, now I want to get more chocolate frogs. I'm gonna bite his left back leg. Oh my god. Very solid. This is not a hollow frog. I'm not the biggest fan of chocolate, but he's pretty cute. Am I right? Look at that. That's fun. This is a crazy man. What am I doing? Let's get into it. This is better than the first movie. I don't know if it's just my imagination or if this is true, but Harry Potter's relatives at the beginning of the movie, they felt a little nicer to me this time. I don't know if I'm just used to them and there's like not as much shock value for how mean they are, but they felt like just 5% nicer. The mom especially seemed a little bit less horrible. The cake she made looks disgusting. I wouldn't have wanted to eat that to begin with. It just looks like cat food was smeared on top of a cake or something. This whole time, Harry could have had a bedroom because Dudley had a second bedroom. And the dad was like, after we gave you Dudley's second bedroom. And I don't know why, I laughed like for a good minute at the idea that Harry was living under the steps, even though there was actually another bedroom he could have technically had. So they actually are nicer. They gave him a bedroom, so that's sort of cool. We've got to talk about Dobby. Dobby, first of all, I was like shook because I thought Dobby was from Lord of the Rings. I've never seen those movies either, but isn't he in Lord of the Rings? Is Dobby real? Is he a real actor and he's just doing multiple movies and I don't know that? Probably not, but I thought he was a Lord of the Rings thing, so I was like, wait, huh? Dobby looks like one of those naked cats. You ever see one of those really weird naked skinless cats? That's Dobby. He's a naked cat. He's terrifying, but also weirdly cute. I did find him to be cute. I can find cuteness in even ugly, hideous things. That's just the kind of guy that I am. But I did like Dobby. Dobby's pretty good. I would have been terrified of Dobby when I first, if I was Harry Potter and I went up to my room and there's this weird skin demon jumping on my bed, that would have messed me up. Ron's family is fun. His house is fun. He lives in Pee-wee's Playhouse, but like a wizard version of it. And I thought that was really cool. His dad is very interested in muggles. He's got these weird twin brothers. Of course, they were in the first movie, but now we get to see, where they live and a little bit more about them. So I did really like Ron's family. They kind of left an impression on me. Nice and quirky. Quirky British people. How fun. I really did like that Hermione fixes Harry's glasses again, just like in the first movie. That's like a cute little thing. I actually hope that she doesn't do it anymore until maybe in the last movie she fixes them again and it's like a fun little callback to the earlier movies. I'd like to see that. Does that happen? I don't know. Don't spoil it for me. But if I was writing it, I would have slipped that in towards the end as a little callback. I love the flying car, by the way. I knew about the flying car because it was in the Wizarding World in Orlando, and it was crashed in front of the Dueling Dragons coaster, which is no longer there. RIP. But maybe the car is still there. I don't know. But I didn't know about the car. It was crashed into a tree, and it was honking and stuff. But the car has its own personality and stuff. That's pretty fun. The car is sentient. I guess it just has a spell on it or something. I don't know. But the car is, even the car is a character. I hate how much I'm liking this. Somebody stop me. Flag this video. Get this video taken off of YouTube. Delete this channel. I'm going too far. If I just got shot in the stomach and kicked in the face and told that I'm ugly, all it would take for me to feel better is Dumbledore talking to me. That man's voice is like silk, soft and comforting. Dumbledore, I think ASMR was created through Dumbledore. It's really shocking. I could listen to Dumbledore talk forever. Wow. What a... The pipes on that old man. Oh, he's very calm. Harry, there's nothing to worry about. Tell me more, Dumbledore. Another t-shirt! Every one of these videos, every one of these reviews, I'm going to come up with a Potter t-shirt. Tell me more, Dumbledore. The greenhouse scene was one of my favorites. The little mandrakes that, oh my god. The mandrakes are my favorite creatures for about 10 more minutes, and then I'm going to switch it on you. But the mandrakes are so fun. They're clearly like little animatronic puppets. You rip them out of their pot, and they're screaming, and they got these roots and stuff. It's so funny. I love it. Well, actually, you know what? We need to take a moment to have a nice listen to their relaxing scream. I love it. It's so lovely. It's wonderful. Oh, I love the teacher too. I like how the teacher's hat almost looks like roots. It's kind of subtle, but it looks like plant roots in a way, her witch hat or whatever. I like that. I picked up on that. Can't get anything by me except for the plot details. Those usually go past me, but I noticed visual things. That actress was actually like on TV in an interview making fun of adult Harry Potter fans. She's like, grow up. That was fun when you were 10 years old. You're in your 30s now. Get over it. It's just a kid's movie. And when I first saw that, I was like, haha, yeah, screw you, Harry Potter fans, you dorks. And now I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I became a Harry Potter fan, so now she's mocking me. Now I'm insulted. How dare she? She's got a good look. She's got that look, you know what I mean? I for some reason, when I was watching the greenhouse scene, in my mind, just because I guess I'm overly competitive, I was like, I would love to go to Hogwarts, which is where I am right now, of course, and have a scream off with one of the mandrakes to see if I could get them to die. Just no earmuffs on either of us. Me versus a mandrake, go. And just shout at each other and scream. I bet I could outscream a mandrake. Why didn't Hermione just fix Ron's broken wand? She fixes Harry Potter's glasses. Does Hermione just hate Ron? I mean, relatable and understandable, but I thought it was a little weird. Then, I asked a friend of mine that question, and she said it's because you can't fix wands. So, okay. So this is funny. Ron's letter is so great because, you know, it just kind of made me think about how creative the movies are. Like, everything is something in these movies. Granted, I've only seen 2 of them now, but it does seem like that's a philosophy. Like, I don't know, a napkin could be alive or something. I don't know, a light bulb is a bunch of little fireflies inside of it, for all I know. Who knows? But I love that way of creating things. Just always, like, nothing is just simple. Nothing is just nothing. Everything is something. Whoa, is that another t-shirt? Nothing is nothing, everything is something? No, that one doesn't make any sense. But I think you know where I'm going with that. I like how it's just, like, so creative. Everything. The letter turns, you know, becomes sentient and starts shrieking at Ron. How delightful. And now we come to I gotta look at my notes for this one. Gilderoy Lockhart. So this is a new character. He's pompous, but obvious. He's kind of predictable in a way. He's very, like, pompous, and, you know, he's talking about his accomplishments, and he's so, like, revered and everything. I kind of seen it coming that he was a coward and he was a fake. I was hoping there was maybe a little bit more to him. There really wasn't. He's just kind of a coward in the end. I do want to take he's funny. I want to take his test. There was like 45 questions on the test. You could see all the questions just being pertaining to him. It's like, how does this help you in wizardry at all? But I did like how one of the questions was, it's Gilderoy Lockhart's birthday, and what would his ideal gift be? Just the idea that one of the questions on the test is like, what would the perfect gift for me be? I just found that funny. I want to see all of them. Has anybody ever, like, made a list of what all those questions would be? I don't think you can see all of them. I think you can only see, like, 5 or so, but yeah. Oh my god! There's so many great creatures in this movie. That was, like, one of the things that stood out. I just want the creatures to keep on coming. I'm all about them creatures. But anyways, what I'm getting at here is the Cornish pixies. When I saw the Cornish pixies, because he's saying how scary the thing underneath the cage is, and he lifts off the cloth, and it's just all these little pixie demon things, and they're all ravenous. I really see my future kids as behaving a lot like Cornish pixies. So whoever I end up marrying and knocking up, I hope she's ready to give birth to a whole bunch of Cornish pixies, because that just seems like what my kids are going to be like. Rambunctious, little cute demons. I'm looking forward to it. These might be my favorite creatures so far. This is when we get introduced to another really cute character, this little boy who's like obsessed with Harry Potter. He's like a fanboy, and he's like going around taking pictures of everything. I thought he was pretty cute. That was a fun little idea. Rowling is just not stopping. There's stuff everywhere. This dame knows what she's doing. There's a scene with Ron puking up slugs. Did this get the movie a like M rating? I was eating while watching this movie. And I've got Ron with this just vomit all over his slime vomit, and he's puking slugs into a bucket. I mean, I'm bravo, fun, crazy idea, but you don't really want to watch that when you're trying to eat. Speaking of a little much, the scene with the dead cat. What? I know the cat technically isn't dead. Like everybody that dies or becomes frozen, I forget the term. They're not dead, but it is like the visual of a dead cat hanging from a hook. That had to be messed up for kids. I don't know, like, what? I was disturbed by that. Anytime there's like an animal getting hurt or a little kid getting hurt, it triggers something in me to where I'm like, I gotta fight, like, it upsets me. Speaking of animal cruelty, I also found it a little disturbing, the scene where Ron messes up his spell. They're like, oh, we're going to turn animals into goblets. And, Mrs. McGonagall does it. And then she tells Ron to try it, and Ron, of course, messes it up. And he turns his rat into a goblet, but it's also still alive, and it still has a tail, and it's furry. So it's like a mutant thing, and I'm like, I know it's just a movie, but I'm like, this is a little messed up. There's a lot of animal abuse in this movie. What the heck? Quidditch was amazing this time. I liked it in the first movie, but this time it was really polished up. Oh my god. The sequence of Quidditch with all these bing, bang, zoom, zam, boom, hey, flinging in there. It was all over the place. Harry's going underneath the bleachers. He's going up here. Oh my god, it was so cool. I was watching it and I was all like, oh man, it was intense. I was like envisioning myself doing it like a nerd. And so, yeah, Quidditch. And it also didn't look like crap. In the first movie it looked okay. I don't think they had CGI in this one. They seemed like they learned their lesson. A lot of it was like green screen. And if there was a lot of CGI, I didn't notice it. So the Quidditch looked really badass this time around. I really want to play Quidditch. Harry gets a broken arm, and then it turns into basically a gummy worm. Harry has a gummy worm arm, and it's just, oh my god, horrifying. Actually, I'm not even joking. When I broke my ankle, my foot was doing that. Like, my foot was like gummy worm foot after I broke my ankle, so I could relate to Harry Potter in that scene. Unfortunately, I didn't have a magical wizard hospital where it would like grow back and be fixed really easily. It took me like a year, but Harry Potter's gummy worm arm was relatable, Harry. Oh, and by the way, in this scene, it's so cool. There's a little bottle, which you can see. It's like a main feature, but the little bottle that grows his bone back that he has to drink from, it's like a skeleton bottle. What a cool prop. So cool. This is also where Dobby visits him in the hospital because Dobby's warning him, of course, Harry Potter mustn't come back to Hogwarts. But he's got a great line in the hospital. He's got a lot of great lines, but he's got a great line in the hospital, which is, I wrote it down because I needed to get it right. He said, Dobby had to iron his hands. Whenever Dobby does something wrong, he's like physically punishing himself. And he's like, Dobby had to iron his hands, and his hands are all like destroyed. Dobby is into some kinky shit. I think Dobby's just like sexually into all this S&M stuff. When they're making that potion to turn themselves into the Slytherin boys, and it's just like all this gross vomity gunk, and then they like put their hair in it and they drink their hair. Jesus, J.K. Rowling, take it down a notch. You're going a bit far in this movie. But yeah, I was like, oh my god. I'm sitting there trying to eat my damn Jimmy John's with my ranch sauce, and I'm just like, not liking this. This is a bit of a random thing to point out, but there's a shot with like lightning over Hogwarts Castle. It's just a beautiful shot, and I really appreciated it. So I wanted to take a moment to say, I like the way that looked. Oh, this was cute. There's that weird little bathroom ghost girl. She plays a pretty prominent role in this movie. But yeah, there's just like a ghost girl who like stays in the bathrooms because she's traumatized. But I was like, oh, that's a fun idea. And then it's funny because I was like, well, it is a small child that was killed and is now living the rest of all existence as a ghost in a bathroom. Hagrid opened the Chamber of Secrets. Is Hagrid doing some kind of nefarious bull crap? I can't take that. I don't even like the idea of Hagrid potentially being bad. If I can't rely on Hagrid, what can I possibly rely on in this world? Nothing. Thankfully, it turned out, of course, that Hagrid wasn't bad, and he was actually being, like, blackmailed and bamboozled. And then he was sent away to prison. That's okay. Hagrid would fare very well in prison, I think. I'm really curious, like the whole spider scene where they meet with this giant spider that can talk and stuff. How much of that is real, and how much of it is, like, just CGI? Because the forest in that area especially was very cool. I'm all about Halloween vibes. You know this. Maybe you do. So I'm like, oh, is this a real set? I hope it is. I hope it's not just like, you know, CGI. But I imagine those spiders were CGI when they're chasing them. But still, it was one of those scenes where I'm like, oh, I hope this is a real set. You know what I mean? Also, who's washing all the blood off the castle walls? There's like this whole thing where, you know, blood, like, there's things being written on the walls in blood. And that's real spooky and creepy, right? But I was also wondering, like, the janitors at Hogwarts have got to be pissed off, you know? They just got to be, like, walking through the halls and be like, oh, bloody hell, we got another one! He gets his little sponge out. He's like, oh. He's constantly having to clean off the blood off the damn castle walls. I'm thinking about the janitors, you know? Those are the people I want to talk to. I'm not all about the important people. I want to know how the janitors at Hogwarts are feeling. The Chamber of Secrets being in the Johns was not something I predicted, and that's why it's a brilliant hiding space for the Chamber of Secrets. I expected it to be like in some fancy forbidden area, and it's like, no, it's just where you take a leak. You know, it's pretty cool. You know, I like that. I also was always very suspicious of how fancy the sinks were. Like the sink area of the restroom, I was like, man, that's really creative and fancy. I'm very confused by Tom Riddle, who I guess is like, what is Tom Riddle? Who is Tom Riddle? Is he Voldemort in a different body or something? Or at a young age? Is Tom Riddle Voldemort's son or relative in some way? How is he still young even though Harry went to that flashback through the book where Tom Riddle was there, and now like 50 years later Tom Riddle still looks the same, and he's like, I forever froze myself within the book's pages so that I can, but it's like, huh? But now you're here? Have you been living underground in this area? Like, what? What? I don't understand. I really can't compute what that means. I don't totally understand Tom Riddle. In the final battle, I really love how, you know, Harry gets this sword through the sorting hat because he's, like, pure of heart and he's a real Gryffindor. So it gives him this sword. And Harry, I don't even know why, climbs up to the top of this big head statue, and that's where he has the sword fight against the giant snake thing. And I just kept thinking, why didn't you just do that on the ground? And it's like, well, he climbed up to the top of the head because that's way more cinematic and it's a way cooler shot. Draco Malfoy's dad kicks Dobby down the steps. And I know it's just a movie, and I know Dobby is just CGI, but I legitimately was like, you know, like I was pissed off by that. The noise, the sound effect, and the animation and his little grunt. I was just like, what the there's something, I am a hero. There's something in me. When I see little people, little things getting bullied, I'm like, oh, not on my watch. I'd be in so many fights in Hogwarts, it'd be unbelievable. I'd be sticking up for all the dorks, the dweebs, the trolls, the Dobbies. I'd be there. But I am very excited that Dobby is now free because Dobby's master gave him an article of clothing by accident, and apparently that's what sets him free. I don't know what that means. That's weird. But Dobby is free now. He's no longer under the controls of the Malfoys, and that's really good news for Dobby and for all of us. I can't wait to see if Dobby gets cleaned up, because he looks like hell in this movie. No offense, Dobby, but you look like shit. So I want to see him like get a nice bath, and Dobby in a suit? Oh my god, Dobby with, Dobby Riz? And he's like, hello, Harry. In the third movie, he comes back and he's like, hello, Harry. And he's got a little suit on, and he's like, you're looking well, Dobby. Hey, I've got Riz now, Harry. The movie concludes in the perfect way. Hagrid comes back through those doors, surprises everyone. He's out of prison, and everybody claps for him because we now know that he's innocent. He was framed. He's amazing. He's beautiful. He's sexy. He's handsome. He's charming. And everybody just gives a round of applause, a standing ovation to Hagrid, which frankly, I think that's how every one of these movies should end from now on. The movie was 2 hours and 45 minutes in length. Oh my god! I feel like I could have read the book in the amount of time it took to watch the movie. I mean, I enjoyed it the whole way through, but my God, these are beefy movies. A friend of mine, Madeline, she just mentioned to me that she will like marathon the movies, which means that she's like dedicating like 10 to 15 hours a day to watching Harry Potter. My God, that is insane. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't do it with her, you know, I'm just saying, you know, but anyways. Overall, I would give Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets a 9.3 out of 10. It's better than the original movie. It's got even more character. It's oozing with personality. I feel like there's even more creatures and silliness. I liked all the new characters they introduced. I'm excited to keep this going. I'm terrified by the fact that I am sort of becoming a little bit of a Harry Potter fan. Haha, just kidding. No, I'm not. I hate Harry Potter. No, I've liked the movies so far. It's just kind of hard for me to say that still, okay? Guys, I I ate my frog's ass.